Hey everybody, happy Thursday. Hope everybody's having a great day. I thought I'd do a video about panic attacks, coming from anxiety. It's something I've dealt with. I remember my first panic attack. I was in sixth grade, I think, and I was in the hallway of high school and I felt like I was going to pass out. That was my first anxiety attack in Woodbury, Minnesota. And I still get them to this day, but not as often since I started medication. So when it comes to anxiety and panic attacks, some of the things that I've dealt with are chest pain, heart palpitations, shortness of breath, sweating, trembling, dizziness, lightheaded, numbness or tingling. I can get hot flashes sometimes, and that feeling of impending doom. That's something that I always feel, I'm going to die, right? That's the feeling I always get. I'm going to die. This is it. I had an anxiety attack, and it was weird. It came out of a dead sleep, and this is probably 2 months ago. And my wife took me down to the emergency room. So, like at 2 in the morning, we were on our way down to the emergency room. I was having some chest pain. Ended up being nothing. So, 4 hours down there and a lot of money, and they sent me home. So I'm trying to get better about that sort of situation. There's some things I can do when I have those panic attacks, and I'm pretty good about them for the most part, but sometimes I let the panic attack take the better part of me, and it gets bad. So now I get little ones all the time, but I can usually get through those. It's the bad ones. When I said I haven't had them as much with medication, I mean the bad ones, but I get little ones all the time, and it's usually after a lot of caffeine. Sometimes I'll be driving. I'm usually by myself when it happens, and one other thing I get is muscle twitches, and it can be in my eye or it can be in my legs, and it's usually my lower legs. Sometimes I'll get them in my thighs, but normally it's from the knee down kind of thing, and I'll get them in my arms every now and then too, but that's something I get a lot, and I've got those for a long time. And then what happens? You go ahead and you look that stuff up online, and then it looks like you have MS because everything with the twitching and stuff, and then that sends you down another rabbit hole of anxiety and panic attacks. So some of the things that I do when I'm having a panic attack, the first thing I got to do is recognize it, right? Okay, this is in my head. This isn't really in my chest. It's not me dying. It's all in my head. And I got to remember to myself, nobody's ever died from a panic attack. You just got to relax. You got to breathe. And remember that it's only temporary and it's going to go away. So I just breathe in from my nose, out through my mouth. And that's how I do it. I'll close my eyes and try to reduce the amount of stimulation I get that I'm taking in from my surroundings. So if my eyes are closed, that helps me as well. I find an object to focus on. If I'm not going to close my eyes, I might see a painting like I've got in here, and I'll focus on that painting. And mindfulness, that's something I do to keep these from happening in the first place. Meditation and mindfulness. Sometimes I haven't tried this one. Here's something. Sometimes you can try to recite a mantra. This is only an anxiety attack. It will go away, and say that over and over and over in your mind. But they just suck no matter what. Anxiety attacks are horrible, and you will get through them when we get them. But all those little things I do with the hiking, you see my hiking videos, my meditation, all the different things I do helps for sure, and it's more manageable now. But I still deal with all this stuff, and it's no fun. It's the worst part of my anxiety is the anxiety attacks. Fortunately, they're not as often as bad as they used to be. So what do you guys do for your panic attacks? Do any of you guys deal with these sorts of things too? How do you cope with them? I'm just curious. So anyway, happy Thursday again. Almost to the weekend and almost 100,000 subscribers. Last I looked, let's look here, guys. We're at 97,579 subscribers at this moment. I think by tomorrow morning, we have a shot at hitting that 100. Then I'll get my little plaque that they send out at 100,000, and I'll do a video opening that up, and then I'll stick it on the wall behind me, and then we'll get off to the next one. Let's do 1 million. So anyway, I'll talk to you guys in the next video. We'll have something come out this weekend, I'm sure, for Sunday. My Wednesdays and Sundays, I'm trying to stick to that schedule. But this week I put a couple out before Wednesday. And then when I put up Wednesday, I realized it got cut off. It was only half. I don't know what I did. It was only half the video. So I had to redo it late last night. And then this morning I finished it up and put it on. So I was a little bit late getting that one out. It was up for like an hour and it wasn't correct. So, but that's up too. That's the Sucker Creek, Big Sucker Creek hike I did Thursday. No, not Thursday. Did I do it Wednesday? Tuesday. I did that hike Tuesday. And that was a fun hike. I love that place. It was all slippery and muddy because we're coming out of winter and the ground's still wet. So it was a little sketchy in places, but it was still really fun. So anyway, I hope you guys have a great night. We'll talk to you later. Take care.